Welcome to Lobster Claws Recovery. We are back on Fort Lauderdale Beach, same as the other day. And this morning we have a guest, which is a friend of mine. And she will be learning some metal detecting that is going to be brand new to her. So should be very exciting. And you guys will see some of that. She'll be learning on the XP too, and I'll show her the ropes. We're going to keep it short and sweet, and that's where we're at. So we're going to get started shortly, and thank you again for visiting and for coming on the treasure hunt today. Isn't it beautiful? The water is basically like glass. Beautiful. All right. Okay, I'm here with Lena, dear friend of mine, and Lena has never metal detected, have you?
No, I haven't. First time. Very excited.
Okay, so we're here on Fort Lauderdale Beach with her, and this is going to be an opportunity for her to learn. Okay, so we are running a program called the it's a version of the general program. It's just a modification. This program has a wide variety of frequencies. It hit a wide variety of targets, conditions where you're not affected by salt. So upper beach, basically from the seaweed line up, should be fine without impact. And I've even taken it below the seaweed line without major incident on this program. All right, so frequency shift kind of bounces around. And you run it and you hit the button here. So whatever the function is, you hit the button below it and it will run a scan. And it's scanning for best frequency to eliminate all the electromagnetic interference, EMI. All right, even from other detectors. Okay, so right now it went from 2 to 0. It's just finding the best frequency. It doesn't matter, but you should run it because not running it leads to a little bit of instability. Okay, so iron volume, we're going to put it on 5. Now, what iron volume is basically when you go over an iron target, it's going to be very prominent at 5, which is the max. Okay, so 0 is you don't hear it. The general premise is that you can hear it and that you can react to it, and depending on whether it's mixed in with other signals, you decide whether or not you want to dig it. And it's set to a very low frequency at 100 hertz, which is the lowest the detector can do, and it's like bong, and you really hear it in the headphones. All right, so and we're going to come off the headphones so that the audience can hear it. Okay, so we'll do that shortly. And reactivity is basically kind of like a seesaw. And so the lower the reactivity, the deeper you can go with the detector. But the offset to that seesaw is that you have to move slower because it's like if I push on you, how fast can you react?
Right.
So the slower the reaction, the deeper it'll go, the quicker the reaction to a widely changing beach, like a lot of trash in here, it's gonna be more shallow. It's important, but we tend to try to run in a lower reactivity to get a little extra depth. It's not always practical, it depends where you're standing. Audio response is kind of like it's a relative thing, and it's the difference between how a target sounds when it's deep and how a target sounds when it's shallow. So it goes from like I think it's 1 to 7. Okay, most people keep it on like 4 or 5. If you kept it on 6 or 7, everything would sound fabulous, like, oh, it's right under the coil. No. So it could be deep. It could be 10 inches down. You're not going to know. If at 4, you're going to get enough of a tonality change where deep is going to sound like softer and shallower is going to sound louder, like shallower in the ground. All right, so that's the short of it. Discrimination, we're basically knocking everything out on the VDI scale, which is a scale that all detectors use in some way, and so that the operator has an understanding of what the target is relative to what they expect that value should account for. So like here, like 0 or 00 to about 9 or 10 is like iron, and then you hit small aluminum in the 20s, 30s, and low 40s. And from like 43 up, you're going to start getting into better targets, and not probably until you get to like 62 are you going to start hitting coins.
Right.
But if you were in another country like Canada, where they have iron in their coins, actually ferrous, you'd have to use different rules if you want their coins. So anyway, that's enough of that. And sensitivity is a reasonable 95. You want it as high as you can go. Detector basically chattering, fritzing out. So here it's a little rough. You can imagine how many cell phones are in the area. And so if you were in a more remote area, you might be able to get your sensitivity up. It'll actually get you deeper. Okay, that is the end of that. And we're going to...
The ocean so calm and peaceful, so beautiful. Absolutely amazing.
Isn't it? Yeah, it's a very special time of day that I've been telling you about for a while, haven't I?
Yes, it is. You were right.
All right, so let's get on with it. So this detector can be adjusted to any person's height, and you're 5'4.5", so probably about 3. We'll see. Why don't you get a feeling for that? If that's, we can adjust. I think you need it a little bit taller, actually. Look over a second, please. Well, I'm gonna. Yeah. Well, let's try it a little longer, and you're gonna see how that goes. Because I actually disagree. You shouldn't have it too close to you. Does that feel like? Okay, first of all, you need to be down by my foot. If you rested on my foot, that's pretty good.
Well,
so,
is it okay to touch with him?
Of course.
Oh.
How's that? You don't feel like you're slumping over?
I can try. Let's have a go.
Okay, all right. So what is that? That's weird. Well, that's 4, but okay. Well, we'll fiddle around with that, and if you need to adjust it, we'll adjust it. So we're gonna shut it off long enough to get off the headphones so the audience can hear. Then we're gonna try to go to an area where you're gonna have some action before the human population shows up. So again, this arrow goes with that, this arrow goes with that, and we're doing the speaker. So, okay, that's good. Now, it's going to be a little loud. I'm thinking about. Yeah, that's way too loud. All right, I put it down to 8. All right, so now when you generally swing, and I'll use a scoop to give you an idea. When you swing, you don't. I'll tell you what you don't want to do. Don't want to do this, like you're scooping out watermelon scoops out of a watermelon. You want to be pretty flat, like this, right? So Now, while this is never a perfect thing and no one ever does it perfectly, the ultimate goal is to try not to miss anything as you go from area to area. Now the coil, here, let go. Let's tip it back. Okay.
I hear some little blips.
We'll hear it.
Oh, okay.
I'm thinking we could work our way back up towards, let's go back up towards the entrance where there might be more activity. This is not good. I smell all this food. Because I'm so hungry. And there ain't no eating till the detecting's done. All right, so let's try in here. And just work your way on a line back towards the entrance. Can you hear it?
Yeah, I heard it. Did you hear it? Okay. You miss anything?
31. Watch your values. Let's either go 62 or above 69 for good targets. So let's look for that. Just focus.
Okay.
That's probably aluminum. Can you you'll learn to discern, because so kind of like do get into a rhythm. Here, let's I'll do you a line. Right? So stay on the line and just come to me. Don't be careful about bringing the coil up at the end of the stroke. But don't, if it feels unnatural, it's probably going to need to be adjusted for length. Because I really don't have a clue how long it should be for you. So again, we're looking for 62, or we're going to look for 69 and above.
About 0203.
That is almost certainly a bottle cap. Do you want to see it? Show me where it is.
Fine.
I know. I want you to see a couple of them. Show me where the 0203 was.
It was
Can you back up?
Well,
Okay, we'll find another one.
40, 44.
40.
7, something. 41.
All right. I'll bet you it's probably one of those. Here you have yeah, see? Looks like nothing, but see the foil?
Yeah. I think it was 80.
You got 80?
05. Yeah, I just saw it flashed and now it's 07.
Okay. That could be a very good example of a bottle cap. Where'd you see it?
Look here.
Try to narrow it down.
Here, 70.
Okay, and you can turn 90 degrees and literally draw.
Keep jumping around. It was 70.
Yep, that's what it does. That's what it does.
What mean?
It means that it's full of different metallurgies, and it's literally giving you all the values that are in that object.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting, and it's also the key to, if you see that kind of instability. Okay, bottom line, if you can't repeat, yeah, I don't know how deep it was. If you want to go back over it, you're welcome to. You narrow it down? It could be really deep. Let's skip it. That's one thing you want to remember with metal detecting. Don't leave craters behind. It can get you in trouble and keep other detectors from getting in there later. You want to leave it as good as you saw it, as you found it.
94.
Where?
74.
74 and 94.
Well, first it was 94, but 90 now again.
Right there.
Yeah.
Scan the scoop.
79.
See, the cool thing about this scoop, here, scan again. Cool thing about this scoop is it's not made of metal. 78? 58. All right, that's crap.
Now 85.
Listen, this kind of arrangement is typically where you've got one target on top of another. Let me see what you got. Back up a bit. Okay, 02 is trash. It's iron. I don't see what you saw.
Well, I did, but now
That's okay. There's 31. Yeah, that's aluminum. That's
65.
65 is probably a pull tab. I can literally tell you what it is. So 80 is 80 could be anything from a ring to maybe a like a cruddy penny. 90?
82.
Back off for a second. Here, scan the scoop.
3303.
Scan the hole.
72.
72.
30 now. Well, 72.
All right.
91.
Don't come out. Let me see.
90.
No. I'm not trying to take it away from you. I want to just see. You might find yourself a dime. Right there. I think you found yourself a quarter, actually. Take it again. You lose the target?
06.
Get a little closer to the sand.
06. 08. 707.
Well, whatever that is. Can you see the bar on the left? On your right, actually? Is that full or is that empty? Here, look. See that?
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, wow.
That's iron. How do I know? Oh, I don't have my magnet with me. It's at the house. Huh?
Because it's oxidizing.
Well, that's not the thing. It's just iron. But that's definitely iron. So, whatever. There you go. That's how accurate this thing is. I mean,
Yeah, it's amazing.
what do you get out of that? A lot less digging.
Yeah.
If you look at the flip side of what detectors are, like pulse induction, you might get a lot more depth, but you're finding yourself on a beach like this, pulling your hair out from digging trash, digging a lot of trash with a pulse induction on a beach like this. In the water's another story. Out in the desert, another story.
83.
Where?
93.
83, 93?
Yeah.
Try again.
0.
Okay, it will change. 95 right here.
94, yeah.
Okay, that sounds like a quarter. Well, check again. Check the scoop. No.
7.
Okay. Do you hear that sort of mwah at the end?
Yeah.
It's aluminum.
Aluminum?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's
Yeah.
a chop.
This is kind of what I try to explain to people in videos, and I haven't yet been called crazy, but on the other hand, they haven't said, we know what you're talking about. Now, here in South Florida, we're not running into nails. We're not running into a lot of scrap metal, but we are running into a lot of aluminum. I mean scrap metal, I mean like iron from a house demolition or some crap like that. Or somebody emptying out their basement. Yeah, that's aluminum. It shouldn't be doing that. It almost sounds like a clarinet, like a clarinet at the end.
Yeah.
It's not good. Let's work our way down. I think you have appreciation now for what the sun is like.
Most definitely.
It's
Yes, I feel it now.
Did you get a dog? Did you get a dog?
Dog?
Yeah. Did you get a dog? Sure.
Oh my gosh.
Whose dog is that?
No, I
That dog set up shop on your blanket.
Yes. I think it, I don't know.
Absolutely adorable.
It's really cute.
Hopefully you didn't take a whiz on it.
At least that was my first thought. I'm like, hope.
Well, you're gonna find out. You can always wash it in the ocean. Dry it on the hotel chairs.
I will have no choice.
All right, you got 94?
64 now.
All right, let's work a line down here. So just come to me. Be careful about the coil coming off the ground. Like, look at me, don't do this. Try to keep it flat. If you're having trouble keeping it flat, it means your swing is too wide side to side. Trash. You got 77? Is it shifting around to like 04 or something?
41.
Turn 90 degrees and try again.
23.
Huh?
23.
You're describing an unstable VDI, and when it's unstable, it's basically telling you it's trash. It's probably aluminum. Trash, aluminum. I can hear it. It's like ee. And there's plenty of ee in the sand.
70.
Is it steady?
No.
No?
It was just a flash. 99.
It ain't 99. Try again. Trust me. It's like, check it again. Wait, but okay. I'm just telling you. I'm gonna show the audience what you're doing. You're like this, and you got to make sure you're closer to the ground, and that your coil is parallel as much as you can be with this wonderfully flat beach, which it's not. So, yes, it's a challenge, and that is part of metal detecting.
Trying.
Well, you're doing great, so don't give up. As you said just this morning, Rome was not built in a day. And neither was learning metal detecting. Anything, nothing? You want to take a turn down the beach here and take a right and just make your way down there towards the turtle nest about 50 feet down.
29.
Right turn? Okay, boss, we're gonna go that way. The sock does not count as a target.
I know.
Now, on rare occasion, you will actually find surface targets. Sometimes they're coins that were washed out of the sand by strong. Sometimes.
So clear. I mean, maybe it's because they just groomed the sand.
They do, but I mean, it's honestly they have little impact on what's in the sand. Excuse me. The most they're going to affect is the amount of seaweed, if they are actually
82.
82.
No, but I cannot reproduce it.
You can't reproduce it. So keep going.
23.
As I smell that wonderful food, which is
today is
making me
all about
dizzy
food.
with
So you need to
hunger.
make, like special treasure hunter special meal tonight.
Yeah.
Show it to your audience. You're very good cook.
Yeah, I should charge for that, right? What do you got? What is it? 6, 7? I wouldn't waste your time. Okay.
54.
Huh? 64. Okay, let's find the 64 and I'll bet you it's a pull tab. Where's it at?
54. Keeps jumping around.
Let's learn targets.
50.
Wait, let go. This is straight up. This is a pull tab.
Okay.
Or just aluminum or crappy aluminum. Hold that for a second. 1 second. Not too deep. All right, so this is just target ID. This is nothing more than... Scan it again, see if it's gone. Before I pick up this giant...
51, 52.
See, this is a lot of work.
Yeah.
So if you don't have to do this,
53, 63, 55, 58.
get a little bit... No, what I want to do, what I'm trying to show you is like where it's parallel with the ground. Because you're like aiming it that way. You're aiming the coil that way, and that's... Is it bothering you?
No.
Okay, so high probability, well, I'll just show you what it is. We can end today's lesson. Because I don't want to burn you out. Scan again, and then...
Good.
Check it again. Check it again. Check it again. Ah! Okay. Now we're going to play Guess That Trash. What do you think it is?
Aluminum.
Scan it. Tell me, what's the number? What's the number?
68.
68. Is it bouncing around?
71, 68, yeah.
Do you see any zero, like 4 or anything like that?
No, 71, 63.
But it's all over the place.
Yeah. Very cup.
Just, it's Miller Lite. It's time for Miller Lite.
Well,
So there you go.
It's something good and clear, but
Yeah. Okay, so here's your new goal. Okay, see that hotel down there, like a mile down the road? Okay, get a magnet. I'm kidding. All right, so yeah, the beach is absolutely full of it. And this is 2022, and this beach has been in use like this since the 1940s. So you can only imagine. They used to let people park on this street. You could park at an angle all the way down. They allowed parking all the way down. It's really cool.
wow. What is today's traffic?
Well, you know, with the 100 different things that have changed since, no. You know, they had hotels, but not these giant things. So, hotels, motels, whatever. Efficiencies. So, all right. You had enough pain?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna relax and swim.
All right.
Such a beautiful weather.
All right. Would you do metal detecting again?
Of course, it's fun and it's good exercise. I already feeling it in my muscles.
All right. Had enough fun?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Becky.
All right, so that's a wrap. And this is Brittany with Lobster Claws Recovery and Elena and her first lesson on metal detecting. And she's not comatose yet from all this activity. So,
Hello. It's hot, so it's
and you have fun?
yes.
But you do it and you do it again.
Yeah, of course.
All right.
Thank you.